Hi there everyone. I'm sure you've heard of Benjamin Franklin, polymath, scientist, inventor, diplomat, founding father of the United States, and he lived in various places around the world, but apparently only one of them is still standing, and we're standing in it right now. This is true, isn't it?
It is. This is the only house that's still standing. Not in Boston, where he was born, not in Philadelphia, which was his adopted city, not in France, where he went after he lived in this house for a number of years, but here in London.
All right, now this is Márcia Balisciano, who is the founding director of Benjamin Franklin House, which is on Craven Street. Why did Benjamin Franklin live here?
We think that his London publisher, Peter Collinson, knew that Margaret Stevenson, a widow, lived in this house, and that this would be a great place for him, given that it's sort of equidistant between the City of London, which is the financial heart of London, and Westminster, the political hub. He technically rented 4 rooms in the house, of which this is one.
So this isn't one of these places where, like, you know, Benjamin Franklin once came into this house and blew his nose and now it's a historic site. This was a proper house for him. He lived here for a long time.
Yeah, initially between 1757 and 1762. He comes back again in 1764. He doesn't leave until 1775. So it's the better part of 16 years in this very building.
Benjamin Franklin was a very famous man. I always imagined he was a very wealthy man. Why was he lodging in someone else's house? Why didn't he have his own amazing house somewhere?
He was not a Puritan, but he grew up amidst Puritan values. He liked his creature comforts. He made arrangements so that he could have a carriage sometimes, but he also was quite interested in his money. So he was staying in this house, we think. One reason was he was trying to buy Ohio.
Oh, okay. Right.
And it's perhaps one of the reasons that he stayed so long, because he wanted to see if that could come true.
That does make him seem a bit less frugal. He was saving money so he could buy Ohio. Yeah. The main thing to see here is the building itself, and it's quite a thing to experience. There are a few objects here though. There are a few Benjamin Franklin treasures in the building that you will see if you visit, and we're going to show you a couple of them right now. Let's have a quick look, eh? Let's start with this letter.
This is a letter from Benjamin Franklin to his sister.
January 13, 1772. I'm not very good at reading old handwriting. To cheat, we have a translation. There are 2 parts of the letter that appeal to me. And one is he seems to be writing to his sister about glasses, which is very fitting for Benjamin Franklin as the inventor of bifocals.
Yes.
I doubt you have taken too old a pair of glasses, being tempted by their magnifying greatly. But people in choosing should only aim at remedying the defect, the glasses that enable them to see as well at the same distance they used to hold their book or work while their eyes were good, are those they should choose. So it sounds like he's saying don't buy glasses like that have the maximum magnification, buy the ones that work for you. And there's another part of the letter that's quite touching as well. All who have seen my grandson agree with you in their accounts of his being an uncommonly fine boy, which brings often afresh to my mind the idea of my son Frankie, though now dead 36 years, whom I have seldom since seen equalled in everything, and whom to this day I cannot think of without a sigh.
Benjamin Franklin lost his son Francis to smallpox, and so it was really sad.
We have another object here, which I'm very excited to look at. Can you tell me about what this is?
This is Benjamin Franklin's wallet.
He left in such a hurry, he left his wallet behind.
It is incredibly rare and beautiful. It's made of leather with an iron clasp. On the inside fold of the wallet, you can see his handwriting.
There we go. B. Franklin, Craven Street, Strand, London.
Look at the beauty of the leather on the top. You can see the original handwork there, but also just the color.
Can I touch it? Can we see any money or anything? Or a driver's license? It looks empty. It looks empty to me.
In current vernacular, Benjamin Franklin is so well known in America for being on the $100 bill and the expression "show me the Benjamins," but unfortunately you won't find a $100 bill in there.
There we go. That is a lovely item to have. That's on display here in the building as well. If you want to know just how special this is and how lucky we are to have it out of the glass cabinet for this video, when Márcia saw it here on the desk, she even said, "Oh, can I touch it?" And you're the director.
I know. It's very special for us to bring it out today, and usually we look at it behind glass. And so I think it's one of the wonderful things about artifacts, even though that is not the focus here at Benjamin Franklin House, we do have these amazing treasures. It's really about the story that we tell when we do get to see them. It's really great. And one of the things that you can find in this room actually is Benjamin Franklin in our fireplace. It's a bust after a famous French sculptor who did the original sculpture from life in France, Udon.
This is a copy of the original, but an old copy. This is old in itself.
Yes.
Very nice, with his famous haircut.
Yes, you're looking quite dapper.
We have one more quick thing to show you in this video. It's upstairs, and it's a replica of something that Benjamin Franklin invented, and we're really excited to show you, so let's go up there.
Okay, so we're in our Student Science Center now. This is one of the experiments that we do. We all know we can rub our hand around the rim of a glass, it makes a noise.
Yeah.
So we thought that was a beautiful sound, but Franklin is a great improver. So he thought, there's got to be a better way to do this. So he had glass bowls ground to different octaves. He nested them together. He ran a rod through the center. Franklin's would have been turned with a foot pedal, but we have electrified ours, and I think he would really have loved this one in particular. It is called the glass harmonica, and it was very popular. It was something that Mozart composed for, Beethoven, Damon Albarn of Blur. He wrote a score for Monkey Journey to the West, an opera where he actually featured the Franklin harmonica. And even it's used in the Harry Potter score. You dip your fingers in water initially. We use a cloth and some water, which builds up that friction.
Come on, Mallory. Mallory, who runs the place here, is, well, I wouldn't say she's an expert, but she's going to try to play Harry Potter for us. Okay. All right.
Very good.
Not bad.
Right. Yeah,
not
fantastic.
Bad.
The harmonicas had a very interesting history because it went out of fashion. They said that it could eventually cause madness. We think that the reason, you see where we have gold stripes on ours, this is like the black notes on a piano. And if you were playing this instrument with your fingers by dipping them in water and the note markers were painted with lead, you would be ingesting lead directly.
Did Franklin invent this while he was living here?
He did, yes. People know different aspects of Franklin, like you were saying at the beginning of our conversation, but they might not know that he was a musician.
It's nice that there's one in the house that it was invented in.
Yes.
This episode was brought to you by 23andMe, the online genetics service that can help you learn what the 23 pairs of chromosomes that make up your DNA can teach you about your ancestry, traits, and health. To help with scientific research and discoveries, or just learn your own personal DNA story, go to 23andme.com/objectivity.